Hello friends, welcome to Suresh Aggarwal's Mathematics Shortcuts. Your one stop for learning all the mathematics short tricks which are required to crack the competitive exams and to excel in your school exams also. Through the content we are sharing on this channel, we intend to develop those skills in our students which are required to develop a very good positive aptitude in mathematics. So let's see what do we have in this video. In this video, I am going to take up some of the very important problems of solving simple equations. Yes, if you are able to solve some simple equations, then higher equations become easier. You need to form a very good base of this topic. I am sure you are going to watch the entire video. Before that, let me tell you about our Learning Loop app. This app is now available on the Play Store. The link is given here in the description box. You can click, download it, and by nominal costing validity based ebooks, whether it is practice worksheets of class 6 to 10, science notes, reasoning course, Vedic maths, short trick ebooks, whatnot. We have everything, even the test series are given. So friends, download it now and watch free videos also on that particular app, Learning Loop. Friends, let's see the first question. This is a very basic question here. I'll tell you where the students get confused. This 7 and z, the first thing is 7 and z is a single term because 7 and z are separated by multiplication. If there is no sign between a constant and a variable, it is multiplication. So this 7, when I want to get rid of this 7, I have to divide both sides of this equation by 7 because the 7 will get cancelled. So the right hand side will also get divided by 7. So here I can cancel the 7 and therefore the value of z will be negative 91 upon 7. But negative 91 upon 7 can be reduced further because it's a single integer in the numerator and a single integer in the denominator. So you can cancel them if there is a common factor. 7 divides 91 exactly, and that is 13 times. So your answer will be negative 13 upon 1, which is negative 13. Very simple, right? I'm sure most of the students know this. Now let's complicate the problem a little bit. When you have two terms like 2m and 13 upon 2, we have two terms here. When you have more than one term on the left hand side, out of which one contains a variable and the other one doesn't, then the grouping of like terms is going to help you. Now what do you mean by grouping of like terms? Like terms are the terms which have the same variable. Like 2m, there is no other term in this equation which contains a m. So 2m is the single term. It doesn't have any like term in the equation. But if you see 13 upon 2, it doesn't have a m and therefore it is called a constant term. On the right hand side, you have a 7 which is again a constant term because it doesn't contain m. So we have to group the terms. By grouping, we mean that we have to keep all the terms containing the variable on one side and all the terms not containing the variable on the other side. That's one way of thinking about it. The second way is you can retain 2m here and shift this plus 13 upon 2 to the other side. So it becomes minus 13 upon 2. Whenever you shift a term from one side to the other side of the equation, it changes sign. 7 minus 13 over 2. And now I think the students must be knowing how to subtract a whole number and a fraction. That is by taking the LCM. So 2m becomes equal to, if I take the LCM of 7 and this is 7 upon 1. So LCM of 1 and 2 is 2. 7 times 2 is 14 minus 13 retains as it is here. And therefore 2m will be equal to 1 upon 2. Now what happens to this 2? I told you in the first question, just like this 7, I divided by 7 on both sides. Now I will be dividing by 2 on both sides like this. So you will have another 2 in the denominator. So 2 gets cancelled here, giving you the value of m as 1 upon 4. So this is the solution of this particular equation. Very easy, very, what basic steps are involved in solving these equations. But You need to practice 30-40 such questions, even 60 questions which are given in our practice worksheets. Fine. So Learning Loop app is going to help you in that sense to download the entire set of worksheets. Let's see some more questions. Here we have a bracket. Now whenever you have a bracket, the first thing you are going to do is to remove the bracket. So students can solve it in so many ways. You can multiply this 4 inside the bracket like this. This is called distributive property. Minus 15 on the left hand side will not change. 4 multiplied by m is 4m. And what happens when 4 is multiplied by 7 upon 2? I'll write it here, 4 times 7 upon 2. So you can see a common factor 2 getting cancelled, and therefore 7 times 2 is 14. So when you multiply 4 by 7 by 2, you get 14. And I told you in the previous question that whenever you have a term containing a variable and a term not containing the variable, you have to group the terms. So 4m remains here, and minus 5 is already on the left, it's 15. Minus 15 is already on the left. This plus 14 shifts to the left side and becomes minus 14. Very important step. And after that we will have our answer. Minus 15 minus 14 is minus 29. And on the right hand side it is 4m. And therefore the 4 can be removed by dividing both sides by 4 like this. So 4 gets cancelled, and you have the value of m as negative 29 by 4, which you can write as it is. You don't need to find the answer in decimals. Very easy and easiest rather method of solving linear equations in which we have a bracket. We have another example here in which there is a bracket. So this minus 5 is multiplied by the bracket, so we will be distributing it like this. That means we will be using the distributive property. Minus 5 times 2x is minus 10x. Minus 5 times plus 3 is minus 15. And then the plus 9x plus 14 equal to 3. I don't want to change that. Now let us see which are the like terms here. Once you know which are the like terms, I think this is going to work for you. Here we have a x and here we have a x. So I will retain these two terms on the left hand side, and there is a 3 on the right hand side. Minus 15 and plus 14, I can shift it to the other side by changing the sign. So plus 15 and minus 14. See, what did I do? This is what I call grouping the terms. I kept all the terms which contain x on the left hand side, all the terms not containing x on the right hand side. Very easy now. Minus 10 plus 9 is minus 1, and on the right hand side 15 plus 3 18, 18 minus 14 is 4. If you divide both sides by minus 1, because I don't want this minus 1 here, you will get your final answer. Minus 1 will get cancelled. So x is equal to 4 upon minus 1, which is minus 4. And that's the solution of this particular equation. Students, solving equations is a skill, and you need to develop that skill to feel comfortable in higher equations. So friends, do share this video with all the friends who are struggling in such concepts. Do subscribe the channel, our YouTube channel Suresh Aggarwal's Mathematics Shortcuts, and do click the bell shaped icon. This is really important for getting all the notifications of future uploads. Thanks for watching this video and all the best.